Hey guys, Loman02, currently doing a cube draft. This is an interesting first pack. I think the right picks are honestly between Scrubland, Signet, Bolt, and Thran Dynamo. I think what I like doing here is taking Scrubland or Lightning Bolt or Dimir Signet. And I think I'm going to take Bolt because there's really not a signal in this pack other than Bomat Courier for red deck wins. And I think Bolt can slot into quite a few decks. Dimir Signet can as well. Scrubland's a little more specific. Bolt can go into red deck wins, or it can go into blue-red, or it can go into Jeskai. I suppose Signet can as well. It could even just be colorless mana. It's a blue X Signet, which the blue X Signets tend to be the best. But I think here we're going to take the Bolt and be happy about it. And it was this pack. So I actually like Spell Pierce a lot more than a lot of other folks do. I wouldn't mind taking Breeding Pool, though it doesn't really go with my first pick, but I'm not really attached to my first pick. If I wanted to be attached to my first pick, the picks here between Eidolon and Lightning Strike, the correct pick if I wanted to try to go into red deck wins would be taking Lightning Strike and hoping to wheel the Eidolon. And I think that's actually not a bad idea. I think Eidolon is the second pickup because the Lightning Strike rather can go into just more decks. The risk is someone else trying to force this archetype. There was a card for red deck wins in the first pack. It was namely Bomat Courier. I think what I'm going to do is take the strike here and see if we can actually set a signal in. Okay, so there's a Mox Emerald in this pack, which I'm going to give up on to set a signal this early. It may seem odd because Mox Emerald is very, very powerful, easily the best card in this pack. But for sending signals, I'm going to take Vortex here and hope that we don't get blown out. This pack's not going to wheel anything. I mean, you could take a Steam Vents and hope to splash and not take Hazoret. But I think in the first pack, if we're going to try to corner an archetype, which we are right now, you go ahead and just try to set the signal really strong. That way, if someone does pick up that Bomat Courier and even the Eidolon, they get taken off of it for pack 2. That's kind of what my thinking is by doing that. Acknowledging that we give up on an Emerald. Actually, that was in the pack prior. Acknowledging we give up on a dual land there, which is infinitely more powerful than Hazoret is. But we're going into an archetype that is really not based on individual card quality, but individual card relevance. I like Mizzium Mortars more than the next guy, but I think it's probably going to wheel. I'm going to put Jit in my sideboard. It seems kind of odd to put Jit in the sideboard, but I tend to think it's really slow in this deck, and unless you have a very creature-heavy version, you oftentimes will actually not even play it. Alright, well, there's nothing else here for us other than the Direfleet Daredevil, but a first striking 2-1 is just fine for 2, and as the random upside to snipe some powerful spells out of opponents' graveyards. Given they're going to be efficient spells because our deck is not going to be producing tons and tons of mana. Not really a thing that the red deck wins does. So far, this seems like a decentish start. It's kind of hard to tell if we're being cut or not. There may be one other red deck wins drafter at the table. Possibly not. Monastery Sphere is a great pickup, especially with the burn and the non-creature spells we have so far. You really want to flesh out the 1-drop spot. Okay, I believe the next pack is our first pack. We're going to take the Dragon here. We could take Confluence, try to splash, but I really want to send this signal hard. Now, Dragon's not a card I want to start in this deck, especially if I want to cap out a Hazoret. Alright, the Courier did come around, so did Empty, I suppose, but Empty's a really bad Storm win con, so hopefully the Eidolon came around as well, and it seems likely that it probably did. Yeah. This is one way to get after an archetype. These archetypes, the aggressive archetypes, tend to be a little bit underdrafted in Cube, I tend to think, but they're not as cool, but they are very effective, and, well, I still think they're cool. They play good games. Tend to call them the fun police, but I don't think Red Deck wins. I think White Weenie's actually a better deck than Red Deck wins is. Yeah, and they're both open. There's a sword. Angel, Disenchant, these are both good cards for the white deck. Disenchant's a little more impressive in the white aggressive deck, I think, than Resto is. But given you have Leon and Relic Warder as well, and if you splash into green, you get other options, like you get Rex Sage and you get Knight of Autumn, or just possibly Knight of Autumn now. No, I think both are in green. Alright, this pack had nothing for us to wheel. I suppose we'll hate out a Courser of Kruphix. Suppose we'll take a Xenagos. Well, if someone else was in Red Deck Wins, they got off of it pretty quickly. We have 3 critters right now, 4 or 5. Yeah, okay. So the Jit's probably going to get in there. Yeah, most of these packs did not have a ton of great wheel cards, if I recall correctly. The Eidolon and the Bomat Courier we were hoping for. But we do have the Sulfuric Vortex, which is a good start. Eureka. I played a game with that card. Last cube. I think I went 2-1 in it. Oop. Went 2-1 in that cube. Past in Flames is a spicy one. Do I want to take... Oh, no, Rabblemaster's in here. I was going to say, do I want to take Dismember? Rabblemaster has got to be the pickup. This card is very strong for this archetype. Alright, we gotta really look at our colors here. Because I like this Mana Crypt a lot, but there's also a Mox Ruby here. I think it's probably just a Mox Ruby here, guys. Although Mana Crypt puts down a Rabblemaster fast, I guess Hazoret getting down quick is not really a thing. Hazoret's kind of like Armageddon. You want it to happen on curve. And there was this stinker of a pack. Not much cool for us. We'll pick up Pia and Kieran and put it in the sideboard for now, but we'll possibly play it. Mom and Pop's Thopter Shop, I think is what it used to be called. I actually like Pia better, like Pia on her own better in this deck. She's a 3-drop, and she comes in with 2 bodies. I guess this one comes with 4, but this card's a little more mid-rangey than the other one is. The other one's a little more aggressive. Deck is coming together fine. Hopefully we can get some decent pairings and play it well. Would like some more 1-drops, so like Goblin Guides. I believe the Vampire's in this one, the 2/1 Vampire. Alright, Grim Lavamancer will most likely wheel. Koth the Hammer. I mean, what other deck does Koth go in? I'm going to pick up Koth because it's just a better card than Lavamancer is. It is very strong top end in this deck. Alright, not really a good card here for us. Pick up Flametongue Kavu. I mean, sort of Light and Shadow is also interesting, but I'd rather have the card that is main deckable. If we are short on playables. Okie doke. Well, this pack, if I could take 4 cards out of this pack, I would, and just not get picks for the rest of this. I have 6 critters right now. I think I'm going to pick up the Figure of Destiny because I think 1-drops are going to be important. The Thopter will not come around, the Smuggler's Copter, rather. Hopefully the Abbot does, though. I like Smuggler's Copter a lot, but you need to have a lot of cheap creatures before Smuggler's Copter gets really good. And right now we're a little light on critters. You ideally want to play a creature after you played the Thopter, and then a non-haste creature, and then just tap it. Okay, Magus of the Moon. Not that impressive, but this is the world we live in. And it is actually a pretty solid sideboard card. I have played against probably 3 or 4 decks so far where I would like a Magus in, where they basically prioritize lands very highly. It does not seem like that's happening in this draft. I see lands going pretty late in this draft. Obviously, we're not a culprit of taking lands too early. We basically started off on a track and have stayed with it. Bolt first pick with basically 1 wheel card in Red Deck Wins. It's not a high pickup Red Deck Wins card. Bomat Courier does not tend to be a high pickup card. It's really isolated to one deck. It's really good in one deck, but it's not. It's an enabler in that deck. In this deck right here, it's not really like a sign that hey, I should be in this. I think that tends to be like Sulfuric Vortex, Bolt, Guide, and Bolt really can go with a lot of different ways. I mean, Bolt I think is actually probably the best of them if you're going to first pick one of them. Okay, well, it's going to be Runaway Steamkin. I do like Ancient Grudge as well, but I think we have more looks at artifact removal. I think there's a Manic Vandal in this cube. And Runaway Steamkin, one, it makes mana to ramp you kind of, and then it also just becomes a 4/4, which is not horrible. Okay, this pack had a Dismember as the only other card that was in here. Yeah, I suppose we'll take a Lotus Bloom. There's no way we're going to play it, but you could run it in red. Zealous Conscripts came around. That's interesting. I think I'm going to take that over the sword. Okay, Signet is fine. Grim came around. That's nice. Kind of figured he would. And then this next pack was the one that was stacked. Do we get back our Abbot? That would be really cool if we did. There were a couple other cards. There's like a Wasteland, an Abbot, and then I think one other card that was interesting in here. We've still got a whole other pack too, and we're at 15 -1 for the Mox. And if we had to play our sideboard, if we had to play sideboard cards right now, we could. I actually don't mind starting a Zealous Conscripts in this style of deck. Against mid-range, just tends to be a good finisher. You take their one big thing they've cast and then, win with it. Can't remember if it was next pack. It may not have been. Alright, so Copter and Wasteland came back. I'm going to pick up Copter here. Poor Raging Ravine. The fair colors of Magic, red and green. Copter's an interesting one to get back around over the Abbot, though. I'm just kind of interested by that. It's bizarre. Okay, well, we're probably not going to get the Rishport back, but that would be the wheel that I'd hope to take. I'm going to pick up Zurgo here. Certainly don't want to play Boots in this deck. Yep, Zurgo, get in there, buddy. So we've got a lot of one-drops. We've got Monastery Sphere, Bomat, Figure, Grim, and Zurgo. Someone else has definitely gotten into red because we have not seen a ton of burn outside of having the Bolt and the Lightning Strike right now. So someone else is in red, but I think they're in like a blue-red deck, maybe green-red. Abbot can be played in blue-red. It's just bizarre to see Abbot go and not Smuggler's Copter, because normally the deck that would want Abbot would want Smuggler's Copter first, I think. It's easier to cast, and it attacks for more, and it also is basically card advantage in an aggressive deck. It's card filtration, which is really big in these aggressive decks, because one of the common ways you lose, you just flood out, right? And Smuggler's Copter kind of helps you to not flood out. We do appear to have a pretty good Hazoret deck, though. Bunch of 1-drops, some decent 2s. Jit is more like a 4-drop, but... And I'm not, like I said, if I get enough playables that are really aggressive or assertive, then maybe I will not play it. Yeah, I see the Fire Blast, so we're going to take. I'm just looking at the rest of the pack. There's really absolutely nothing to wheel out of this. Alright, well, Fire Blast, get in there. That is burn. Not great removal burn, but it is burn. Also, the Mizium Mortars in pack 1 didn't wheel. That was another one I forgot to mention. So someone did go into red. Either like Wildfire, like big red, or like blue-red, probably. Blue-red tends to be a common color combination in these decks. Although we did see the Zealous go late, which, if you're blue-red, generally you're trying to go degenerate with the Kiki-Jiki combo. So I don't know what's going on there. Kind of interesting. Also, if we had a playable light, we can run Magus and we can run Flame Tongue or P. Actually, P and Kieran's probably better than Flame Tongue Kavu. Just puts bodies in the air. Also good against Lifelinker, so you can block and then throw the Thopter at their face. Oh, pardon me, guys. Alright. Well, not a great pack. There's a Splinter Twin, so I mean, if we wanted to do like red deck Splinter Twin wins, we could do that. But I think it's just going to be this Grim. We've got a Strike, a Bolt, a Fire Blast. We can probably prioritize Burn a little more highly than Critters in this pack. I keep on forgetting we have this whole pack 3, so I think we're going to be fine on this unplayable count. Ideally, you want to have this deck be like a 16-land deck. 16 in a Mox feels good. If we get really lean, we could run like the Thundermaw or the Zealous Conscripts, and either one would be fine. I mean, I'd obviously be first looking to play another 4 like P and Kieran. Alright, and there was this pack, which is utter garbage for us. I'm never going to play Dwellers. I'll pick up a sword here because a sword could be sideboarded into. This is a weaker sword. Realistically, the only reason we'd use this sword is like against a mono green deck or something like that. We're just having a tough time breaking through. Or against a deck that we know has True Name Nemesis or something like that. We just need to break through. True Name Nemesis or like, Thragtusk deck. Although Thragtusk deck's to be a tough deck for this deck to beat regardless, I think. I mean, we're going to have to just like overrun it. I guess we have Jit as a tool to fight against that, and we have Sulfuric Vortex. But green decks tend to have good ways to answer enchantments and artifacts. Okay, there's a Goblin Guide. I really like this Flame Slash too because you just don't have a ton of removal. Wooded Foothills is good. Wear Tear is actually not bad either, but I think Goblin Guide's got to be the right pickup here. Just too good for the 1 mana benchmark. Yes, it is card disadvantage. It's also a lot of information too. They don't hit lands off of it. It's just great information to kind of continue to form your own plan. Now, if it's lands, well, you're just giving them a lot of value, but what can you do? It's also a recursive shock, so there is that. Okay, what does this card do? I'm never paying the spectacle cost. I mean, there's nothing else I'm going to play here, right? Alright. I mean, if I'm real short, I will play this. It's a 2/2. I'm never going to be able to pay the spectacle cost. I think this is just in the cube because it's in the current draft set. But, it's fine. It is just a bear. Wonder if Harsh Mentor is in this cube. I don't know. I probably should know. Alright, Firebolt's a blessing. I'm going to take it over Avalanche Riders. I don't mind Avalanche Riders, but I like Efficient Burn better. I could never beat a Batterskull. I'm going to pick up the Rekindling Phoenix here. Wouldn't have minded a Hell Rider for this deck as well. That would have been pretty solid. I don't think we're going to see one at this point. We got 12 critters. We're a little bit playable light, but I mean, like I said, we can start slamming some of these in from our sideboard. Alright, yep, we knew this pack was going to have nothing for us, so, I mean, it's got a Rishport, which is fine. It's made better by a Mox, by having a Mox in our deck, that is. Could also run Magus if we wanted to. Yeah, this pack also had nothing. Sure. This Gideon is annoying. That's one bad thing about this deck, too. It can never beat a white weenie deck. Like a million. It's got to get really lucky. I guess Jit does give us some percentages against it. Tangle Wire is probably the best sideboard option. I don't recall seeing any more 3-drops. There was a Flame Slash we could wheel, which I think I would play in this deck. I mean, Flame Slash does not go to face, which kind of stinks. Sure. I'm never playing Wildfire. Alright, Wear Tear. This is the Flame Slash pack. I'd probably run this as my only way to deal with artifacts. As it stands, I think I like Vu a little better than P and Kieran. This puts us at 24. We're missing one card, though. Do we play Rix Mahdi? Or do we play Magus of the Moon? This is really a 2. Rix Mahdi just seems so suboptimal. I think I like either P and Kieran or Rekindling Phoenix. Probably Rekindling Phoenix. This is 25 plus a land. Add 13 up to 16 lands. Oh, wow. Nope, no planes. No thank you. It's possibly dicey. Alright, come on. One more land. You can do it. Possibly dicey to run Wear Tear, but I think there's enough targets in this format that you generally want to at least start one of these effects. Yeah. Deck seems fine. Kind of missing out on some good burn, but what do we have? We have Firebolt, Lightning Bolt, Lightning Strike, and then Fire Blast is really it. Okay, well, we've got a little bit. Got a little bit. Better than nothing. Got a lot of great one-drops. That's kind of one of the strengths of this deck. Maybe I should be running the Rixmati Reveler over another 4. The 4s are going to be a little clunkier, but I could see going down to 3 4s and then running the Rixmati. I do think I want Vu in this deck, though. I think Vu, because this deck is lacking a little bit of burn. It's going to have a tough time punching through like bigger ground-based critters. That's why I kind of like Vu and Rekindling Phoenix. Just get over the top and kind of blow some of their stuff out of the way, and then you have Jit to kind of help supplement that plan. And a minor burn plan as well. Problem with green decks would be we're going to have a tough time trying to keep pace with their mana dorks, I think. Yeah. Either way, the deck looks pretty solid. Also got Fire Blast, just nice top end burn. Well, I guess I'm going to go on a pause, guys, and wait. Oh, nope, here we go. An opponent has been found. Let's see how this list can do. I would love to play first with this deck. Well, unfortunately, we're kicking it off with a mulligan. This hand is much better. Keep. We're going to bottom that. Best thing for us to see would be like, I don't know, maybe not turn 1 Signet, but okay. Just gonna play him out when we got him. Okay. I think I am going to pitch my hand here. Can Jit next turn if we'd like. Opponent is representing what? Venser? Well, show me the Venser. Do you have it? They appear to have something. Yep, Venser. That's why I did not attack with the Grim. They bounce the Jit. Yep, they bounce the Jit. Do they want to block? Okay, they block. Yeah, next turn we can burn off the birds and cast a Rabblemaster or a Sulfuric Vortex. Hopefully no Thragtuscarino this turn. That would be a sick punish. Okay. I'll force them to block this Goblin and lose their Glenalandra or just take one. Alright, they're going to preordain here. So we smelled out the Venser. So far, I think I've liked how we played this. Still a long ways from over, and green decks can be more challenging for red ones. Alright, no Thragtusk one time. Alright, secure a Tribal, there's fine. They could double block the Gabo. I'm just going to blow this thing out of the sky. They can counter it if they'd like. They're going to pop the Sakura Tri-Elder here on the Goblin Rabble Master. That's fine. That's what you should block there, yeah. And then pop this thing. And then my hope is they don't have like a Remand or a Miscalc or something like that. But we're going to find out. Well, if Moto lets me. Well, guys, we're going to wait for Moto here. I think I'm trying to cast my spell. Well, guys, quick pause. And, yep, we have done the thing with the Sulfuric Vortex. What big, silly thing do they have here? Well, it looks like a big 7-drop. It's a Green Sun Zenith for 6? No, an Upheaval. Okay. So they get to replay their bird out. Okay. Okie doke. Mystical Tutor. Pourquoi? Assume something useful. We shall see. This was definitely the defensive upheaval, which is fine. I mean, I think they had to do it here. I'm going to ditch one land, but it doesn't really get a ton of value. It just kind of stops them from dying. And the next turn I get to blow the birdie birds up. Alright, regrowth. Okay. This gives me Mancer Fuel. So they have regrowth on what? I didn't quite see what they got. Returns Preordain, okay. This is a little bit reactive, I think, but I think it's the correct play. Just to get rid of this bird. Okay, yeah, we're going to the next game. Cool. Yeah, I felt like it was probably the right play. That was a defensive upheaval, and I think we set it up in a way that we could win. All right, so what do we want to sideboard here? Tanglewire seems bad against a green deck. P and Kieran do not seem half bad. Maybe better than Hazaret or Koth. Yeah, Koth's still a lot of damage. This Wear Tear did not seem great. I mean, I didn't see their whole deck. Zealous Conscripts can be a blowout too. I think I'm just going to put another Impactful 4 in. I don't really want to draw 5 4s, but Just gotta keep well. This hand is perfect. This is pretty much an optimal hand, honestly, for this deck. Yep, keep. We're either gonna bolt figure turn 1 if they have a dork. Uh-oh. Fast bond. Alright, so we'll bolt whatever dork they play out on turn 2 if they do have one. Got a fast bond, though, which is pretty spooky. Okay. Well, they got my Smuggler's Copter, I assume. This is a hand that could make Figure of Destiny huge. Nothing. Pourquoi? Just gonna try to go big with this thing. If it gets pathed or plowed, well, that sucks. Okay, just nothing. Alright. Cool. Well, red deck wins, I guess. I don't know. It feels like that matchup should not have been as good as it was or felt. They could have been on like a Twister. Yeah, they had Upheaval. They're probably on like Twister, Courser, Time Spiral. That deck is really cool. It's actually a really powerful deck, too. You can do some pretty degenerate stuff. Playing its Ric Flair? Wow. In the midst of celebrities. Yeah, I'm going to keep this, but it's on the low end. The thing is with this hand is it's going to be able to play whatever cards it draws at the top. And it has a 1-drop to pressure. It's got some disruption in the artifact removal, and it's got some burn if it's creature-based deck. Not the best, not the worst. I do kind of like this, though, because I don't like drawing land there, but I think against a blue deck, like their general play is going to be to play a Signet out on turn 2, and we could just blow the Signet up on their EOT. They could just Ancestral Recall here, too. That's good. That's pretty solid. What are you going to do? Just Signet one time. Okay. I can see why their deck won. Ancestral Recall is a hell of a card. They could just be White Weenie splashing. Alright, you're getting blown up. I'm going to blow this up so I can unlock the bolt. One, I don't want to trade. And two, I want to unlock the bolt on their turn. That's why I'm doing it right now. It's very aggressive, but I don't think... If they're going to be like a primarily white deck with small creatures like Tithe Taker and they just Ancestral, I'm going to have to get some early incremental damage in. And for the sideboard plan, I'm probably going to have to go big. When I say big, I mean like my dragon is probably going to have to come in. More of my 4-drops. Yeah, it looks like they're primarily a white deck that's just splashing Ancestral, which is very unfortunate for us. Can't block with Power Tour Greater. That's bad. Well, you're attacking then, Sergo. This sucks to be us. I suppose it is worth a try here. We're racing full out. Need to hit, like, I want them to play, like, a Jit and try to equip it. Blow it up. I mean, do I blow it up on my turn to get more damage through? I mean, I can't. I can't take the hit from the Jit. Yep. I may blow that up on my turn. Can't do anything about it now. Unless I go to combat. If they go to combat first, I could blow it up, like, mid-combat. That way they can't cast, like, a Gideon Jura on the back end of it. I mean, if they have a Gideon Jura, they should play it now if they played the ring out main 1. But we shall see what happens here. Alright, I don't like smashing this right now, but I think I'm supposed to. I think they played it out incorrectly. Do whatever you're going to do with it. I think they cast it out for a reason, but I don't think they wanted to do it main 1. I think they wanted to do it main 2. I'm going to try to take that advantage. They're going to take 6 here, which is a butt ton of damage. But hopefully they don't have something relevant. It looks like they do. What is it? Won't be too bad. Play a balance. I mean, that wouldn't do anything. Make him discard a bunch of cards. Alright, Flicker Wisp on what? On the Geist. Okay. I mean, how ballsy do we want to be here? I want to be really ballsy and attack with the Swift Spear, but considering I only have Firebolt and Fire Blast left to actually trigger this thing at instant speed, I'm just going to attack with these two. They're going to block the Courier. Like, that's 100% assured. Yup. Alright, Mountain. That's good. I'm going to hold this Mountain in hand and hope that they don't attack in fear of being instanted out. I mean, they have 5 cards in hand. This Ancestral was just an ass-kicking. So Ancestral and Soul Ring. And a bunch of weenies. I don't know if they'll buy it. I mean, they probably have the removal. Yeah, okay. They're not buying it. That's fine. If they don't buy it, I'm just going to have 6 at this point. If they didn't buy it, they didn't buy it. Here's their Gideon Jura or something like that. I feel like they had a Gideon Jura or some nonsense like that. Okay. Maybe it's a Teferi. Could be. Gilded Lotus. Alright. Alright, I think we are just dead here. Alright, here's what we'll do. We'll attack, see what happens. If they don't block, I'm just going to concede. Alright, they do block. Cool. What are my outs to win? Not many. I don't know if there are any. I don't know if they are any. I'm gonna laugh. They play a Karn. Okay. It gets back, what, a Tithe Taker, Flicker Wisp? Okay, flickering, I assume either the Geist or the Gilded Lotus. We are very dead. Alright, oh, okay, flicker the Sun Titan and get back something else, like the Soul Ring or something. That is fine. This deck is kind of all over the place. The reason it's working is because it has Ancestral and it has Soul Ring. It has some very strong cards in it. But I think as a strategy, it looks like it's a little bit all over. Alright, we're going to go ahead and pack this one in. We don't need to show him Young Pyromancer. Hit a few too many lands there. Opponent had a very fast start with Ancestral, which kind of sucked, but what can you do? Zealous Conscripts is interesting. It does not get the Geist. P and Kieran are interesting. I did say I want to go bigger. Now, Flametongue Kavu does not look great in this matchup. P and Kieran, quite a bit better. I think Smash is going to be good, or not Smash, it's Wear Tear. What do I want to cut? I think we just stick here. I think this deck should, in general, be. I mean, we're not going to beat their best draws. We have to just accept that. I mean, they have a Soul Ring, they have an Ancestral, and those are two very, very strong cards, and they're going to be tough to beat. Sort of Body and Mind is interesting from the perspective that it gives us some protective elements, but I mean, I don't know. We're already at 16 lands. We're going to be on the play this time. On the draw, I may cut down to 15 and try adding one more spell. Kind of techy, but I may do that. I definitely don't want to have to mulligan with this deck. This deck does not have high card quality. It's relying a lot on card density to kind of do its work. Hand's a definite keeper. I mean, it needs to draw lands, but I think you don't pitch this hand back. It's got Taylor Swift Spear here. It's got Runaway Steamkin on turn 2 with Bolt. Let's fade a turn 1 Soul Ring or a turn 1 Ancestral, please. Alright, well, we didn't fade one of the two. Land. Alright. Okay. That is getting bolted right off the face of the world. That was really solid. Oh, one, it pumps this thing. Two, it pumps all these things. This is really good. Now we get to tap them down on their turn, which means they should ostensibly be able to play, or they will be playing less cards. Alright, take 7. And if they play like a Titan here, we can just go ahead and blow it up with their own swords. Okay, this card's annoying. They could just make it huge. So, I have to think here. They're going to make it huge. Alright, yeah, they're just done. I was going to turbo on a Hazoret after that. That was a very powerful draw. Alright, name of the game. Fade the stupid Ancestral. They're going to be on the play this time. Which, I don't know, that may... I don't know, I can't favor us. But, I was talking about doing like a sort of Body and Mind include. I don't know on that. It just seems pretty marginal. I mean, Zealous Conscripts is, it's okay. I guess knowing they have Ancestral also means that our Direfleet Daredevil is kind of cool. I mean, the plan, I think, was just to turbo them out. That Mox was a big draw. Alright, I think you keep these hands. It's got a Soul Vortex. It's not good against Geist. Oh, they have their island. That sucks. Well, we have the ring answer. Got a Force Spike? No. I'm going to attack first, just in case. If they throw something down, I can blow it out of the way with the bolt. Like a Containment Priest is a card they could be playing. This... Oh, I'm not going to get countered. Okay. Show me a counter spell. This is going to run you over pretty fast. Alright, they drew something. Daze, okay. But we still get some Steamkin value here. It's nice. Show me another counter. I'm just going to go ham here, guys. This could be a little hasty, but they're just sitting back countering spells, and I think this behooves us. Also puts them at a very low, precarious life total. Yeah, there we go. They kept a greedy one and just got punished. One of the ways our deck could beat that deck. They had really good cards, too. It's too bad. I do think, in general, their deck would tend to beat ours if they keep wisely. I mean, they've got Ancestral plus a Soul Ring, and it looks like they can just go bigger. With Soul Ring, you can just tend to be able to just go more medium, which the more medium-sized decks are going to beat up on decks like, Red Deck wins. But if they keep a little greedier, and they don't get fortunate on their draw steps, then we can just get them, which you saw happen there. My guess would be they had Geist or something like that, incentivize them keeping the hand. Geist plus Blue Source, their drawouts were Ancestral or lands, which are not horrendous outs. I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't have kept the hand. Yeah. I'm on the draw. Yeah, I'm going to keep this. I should have the draw. I mean, they're down to 6, which, I mean, it's not part of our consideration. I guess I shouldn't say it. But, we've got a Direfleet Daredevil. Alright, we're playing against Red Deck wins. Alright, well, no turn 1 play is nice. I don't really want to see lands right now. I don't think Shrine is in this cube. If it is, that'd be kind of cool. I could blow it up. Alright, we'll go ahead and kill this. I'm just going to cast it out for no value, because I have nothing else to do with my mana, and I think it makes sense to throw it down. I play like a Mancer here. Or just kill this thing. Yep, you got it. I don't really want to get the Sulfuric Vortex down yet. I'm going to play this out and let them kill it if they want. They could have, like, a Hell Rider. Sulfuric Vortex is really a two-way sword in this matchup. It's not a card you tend to want, actually, in the matchup. I mean, it hits them first. Yep, it's fine. I'm going to play this big stupid thing out. It's not doing anything right now, but I think it's worth spending my mana on, and then next turn I can start activating this thing to get rid of these worthless cards, because I don't think Sulfuric Vortex is going to serve us very well here. And if they want to attack with their Daredevil, then I'll just be able to get back in with my Zergo, which seems decent-ish. Okay, that's fine. Got land, land? Okay. Not attacking. I'm going to wait here. I just feel like a lot could go wrong. And I want to leave up this Wear Tear for like a Numazawa Jitte. Because that thing would wreck us in combat. So they've got one more land drop off of their Light Up the Stage. Well, we both kept sketchier hands in the mirror, but neither of us knew we were in the mirror as well, so... They are a little deeper in their deck, so card advantage is on their side, but my board development's pretty strong. I think, honestly, I just ditched the Sulfuric Vortex here. It gives me double activations next turn off on Hazoret, which means I can very easily get Hellbent, and I just don't really care for Vortex here. These mirror matches tend to be tough on Vortex. It's going to mean that we have a tougher time triggering our Monastery Swiftspear, but, Hazoret is a big hit. Okay. This is a ballsy attack. Yep, you get through. I don't like it. I mean, if I just ditch a card and play a bolt at their face, like, I am blocking this thing, right? With Hazoret. Okay. They must have, like, a Bloodthirst card? I don't think Bloodthirst cards are in this. Could be a Spectacle card? No, Rix Mahdi. I can't think of what it would be. Oh, okay. This is indestructible. Okay. Okay. Zurgo's going to go at face, because he can't block this, and he can't block the Direfleet Daredevil, and then Hazoret will go to Chandra, killing Chandra. I really don't think I want the Sulfuric Vortex here. Now, we kind of have a deferred decision on this Wear Tear. But I'm kind of loath to give up on it right now, because like a key piece of equipment could really just blow this whole game apart. Yeah, Zurgo does not block well, bub. He only knows the battle. So throw your Chandra in the trash bin. And go to 14. Could still be very dead here. I mean, they are... Actually, we're pretty dead even on cards, so that was on the draw this game, right? Got to keep in mind to not burn off Direfleet Daredevils willy-nilly. I think they're bound to be very good in this matchup. Okay. They play their hand out real slow, so either they have tons of land. They have like an Inferno Titan? Could be an Inferno Dad. Alright, they're getting in there, so they have a follow-up play. Okay. This cost 3 to activate, right? I'll pop one of these right now. I think they're kind of forced to block with one next turn. Means Zergo still gets through. The Thopter probably blocks the Hazoret. We go to 10 first, and they're up to 2. They have 2 cards in hand. Now, if they have like a sword, we just get housed. So maybe we got slow rolled. Maybe they top decked it too. I think if they had a sword, they would have done that before, though. I don't think they would have. I think they would have done it in combat, just try to get the damage and value through. Okay. Alright, so they're telling me they have lethal. Alright, so now there is no way they have lethal. Outside of their draw step. I'll let them know. Free information, yes. So now they need to block with the Direfleet Daredevil unless they have another blocker. They can put me down to 6. And if they have like Fire Blast plus Shock or double Bolt in hand, they drew a Bolt this turn plus a Bolt they had in hand from before, then they can win. Alright, they're just going for 2. They have opted to block. Cool. So if I draw any burn, I win the game. I think I'm going to leave this Goblin Guide back to block, actually, of all things. Because if they hit a land off of it, the chances of them hitting a spell beyond that are a lot higher. And the difference between 3 and 5 is not that significant with an onboard Hazoret. Yeah, I kind of like this. And I'm at 8. They drew to try to draw to their ounce or see what they've got. Evidently, it was nothing that great. Okay, so in this matchup, I do not have a sword with protection. Pia and Kira Nalaar seem good. Sulfuric Vortex seems kind of actively bad. I just don't like this card in the mirrors. I think this is the only matchup where it's actually just actively bad. I mean, I guess not actively bad, but it's just not great. I think you tend to want to go more mid-range. Ejit's going to be a mirror breaker. Eidolon, I think is fine. I'm just going to play Kitchen Finks. Yeah, hand's good. Yep, this is certain keep. Opponent's mulliganing to 5. That's not good. Not good for them on the play. Resources are going to be really important now. Maybe they have a really stellar hand. Best draw, probably Mox. I'm just going to go turn 1 Zergo. I could go turn 1 Taylor Swiftspear, but I don't have a spell to back her up. And even though I could chip in for 1 damage, I don't think it's going to be that relevant here. I think we're going to try to like mid-range them out, outvalue them. Alright, the Steamkin. Alright, get in there, use. Don't think there's a gut shot in the cube. This thing can get out of hand very quickly. So, alright, Dire Fleet Daredevil for no value. Cool. Got a Bolt too, probably for the Grim Lava Man. Probably a Chain or Bolt. Chain would be good to use here because you don't want to use it when I have mana untapped because I can throw it back pretty effectively in the mirror. Yep, passes. Okay. I'm just going to pass because I think I can play a better... they have not a lot of resources, so I think I'm fine trading my resources on board off with their resources on board and just building up to use this Grim Lavamancer and this Pia Kiran and this Hazoret to kind of get some value. I think that's the right way to play it. I mean, they're down to 3 cards. I have more on board, and I'm probably not going to trade effectively with these resources. They also have to be leery that I may just have burn, and I could pump this Taylor Swift Spear at instant speed and just get them, which is a thing. And we've got Pia next turn to put a ton of power on the board. The only thing that would probably take me off that is like a burn spell possibly could, but I really want to start setting up Hazoret relatively soon because Hazoret I think is going to be how we just kind of just outgrind them here. They're really in the tank here on what their play is going to be. I should make sure I'm not F6'd to give away free hidden information. These mirrors are always interesting. This one is probably... I mean, I could still lose this, but I don't think it's that likely. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. No attacks, eh? Alright. Go ahead. At least their mulligan to 5 was functional. One of the things we do need to be a little bit leery about is that this Figure of Destiny could get big real quick. My guess is like they have like their best play is like to pump the figure on their turn, so I can't respond to it at EOT with Pia Kiran, and play a 1-mana burn spell on one of my dudes. Possibly the Pia Kiran, possibly the Grim Lavamancer. Hard telling. Also pumps their Runaway Steamkin to a 4/4. Opponent's deep in the tank here. And what we got? Okay, Banefire on Pia Kiran. Okay, cool. I do think I block with a Thopter this turn. I don't think their attacks are great.
If they have 1 mana burn, what does this do to me? They don't do anything, though. Honestly, here, like, I think it's worth... I think this gets through, to be honest. I think they'll let this through. And if they don't, I'm just going to kill something. Yeah, they let it through. Alright. Yep, that's fine. I mean, the problem with this attack is, like, they get no damage through, and they eat up a few of my resources, but a lot of their own time, and now I have a pretty significant backswing. It's kind of the problem I foresee for them. They really want to pump this figure right now. Okay, they're going to use the mana and just make this... They can't make this thing huge yet. They had to... Okay, yep, you can do that. Cool. It's a 4/4. Oh, okay. See, I don't mind Vortex. I'm not gaining. I guess I have Jit. Jit is one reason to not want Vortex, but I'm not really... Like, I feel like I'm winning this race. Alright, get in there, guys. I mean, I think they have to block. There's not a lot of top decks that get them out of this. The Vortex is a card that should come out, in my opinion, in this matchup in the mirror. They're just taking all. Alright. Alright, well, they have a lot of faith in their top deck, I suppose. And what can it provide? There are not burn spells that I can think of. Maybe the Spectacle one. Alright, got it. Why did it boot me out of the whole cube? Oh, I would... Well, guys, I'm oblivious. I thought for some reason I was in my second game. That's really weird. Anyways, I guess we ended up going 3-0. I don't remember all the games. It's Red Deck wins. It goes fast. 3-0'd. There you go. I think we actually did draft that pretty well. We did force a little more highly, but it was based on kind of a strategy, looking at the first pack and how they played out. We did first pick a Lightning Bolt, which I think is fairly flexible, and also saw that there were very few cards that would signal someone to strongly go into Red Deck wins, but one very wheelable card that was a solid enabler. A third pick, Sulfuric Vortex, was the sign that I needed, and was able to wheel some key cards out of pack 1 and 2 in pack 1, and then kind of cement ourselves into the archetype. And I think we had a pretty strong build of it, with decent sideboard options to go bigger. Managed to beat a white deck, which is generally not common. I guess that was the third game. It was blue white, like white weenie splash blue with like Ancestral Recall and Soul Ring, which looked like a very solid, like a solid deck. A blue green upheaval deck, fastbound upheaval deck, and then the red deck Windsmere. So, anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed it. Did we go 3-0-6-0 in that? Did we sweep? No, we went 2-1. Oh, that's right, against the blue-white deck. Yeah, we got Ancestral into Soul Ring. That was a pretty savage game. But anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed the Cube Draft. We'll be back for more, hopefully at some point in time. Okay, enjoy and take care.